Hello, good evening, and welcome to another bumper package of BOI Impact. I am Hadiza Olaosebikan. Tonight's program shall be dedicated activities that heralded BOI's arrival in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The first segment of the program will feature the official commissioning of the Bank of Industry's Southwest Regional and Oyo State offices in Ibadan, which is one of the high points of the bank's corporate transformation agenda, under which the institution's 7 regional offices were reorganized and strengthened. Under the initiatives, 13 state offices have also been established, one of which is that of Oyo. In the course of the ceremony, checks were presented to some of the beneficiaries of Oyo State BOI 1 billion naira micro, small and medium enterprises development matching fund. The second part of the program will feature the Bank of Industry's Customer Forum for the Southwest region, which was the first in the series of such fora that have been scheduled to take place in the bank's regional offices across the country. The interactive session that enabled BOI senior management staff to engage with its current and potential customers took place immediately after the 2 offices were commissioned. Sit back as we take you through the commissioning of BOI's Southwest Regional and Oyo State offices. The just re-elected Oyo State Governor, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, was represented by the Deputy Governor, Otumba Moses Alake. The Managing Director of BOI, Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa, played host along with members of his management team and other relevant stakeholders. Here are highlights of the twin events. Happy viewing. The commissioning of BOI's Southwest Regional Office in Oyo took place at the NTC Road, Iyaganku area in Ibadan, Oyo State capital. At the ceremony, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of BOI, Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa, while congratulating the Oyo State Governor, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, on his re-election into office, stated the reasons why Bank of Industry established the Oyo office.
Your Excellency, the Board of BOI approved the establishment of 7 additional offices nationwide in the last quarter of 2014. This event today makes Oyo State Office the first to be commissioned out of the 7 earmarked for this year. Permit me to note that Oyo State is very central to BOI's strategy of ensuring that our development finance and services are brought closer to the people of the state, especially in our bid to vastly improve our service delivery efficiency, while also reaching out to all parts of the entire Southwest region. Our choice of Ibadan as the seat of our Southwestern regional office was therefore a very carefully made decision.
He also highlighted some of the industrial activities of the bank in the state.
It might interest you to note that BOI has been promoting industrialization in Oyo State long before now. As at 31st of March 2015, the bank had provided loans in excess of 10 billion naira to over 80 companies and micro enterprises across the state, and over 18 billion naira in the entire southwestern region outside Lagos. If you add Lagos, you are talking about hundreds of billions. The Oyo State government also signed an MOU with BOI in 2012, which culminated in the establishment of the Oyo State BOI Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Matching Fund to the tune of 1 billion naira. To date, the bank has recorded a total loan approval of 375 million in respect of 68 enterprises under that MOU. Out of this amount, a total of 225 million has been disbursed to 35 enterprises. Additional disbursement to 17 other enterprises in the sum of 104 million naira is currently being processed. Some of the new beneficiaries will be presented with their checks at this event today.
He then spoke on the recently launched product of the bank targeted at improving the lot of agro-processors in the southwest and the country at large.
One of the products that BOI will be pushing to help our customers with in Oyo State and the Southwest is a product that was launched last year called the Cottage Agro Processing Fund. It was a 5 billion naira fund that was designed for entrepreneurs, to use our agricultural produce that is very common in abundance. For instance, cassava, oil palm, and produce those into food products. So our staff will be pushing for this product to be utilized actively in the state. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is on this note that I invite His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, to officially commission BOI's new regional and state offices in Ibadan. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
In his commissioning remarks, the governor of Oyo State, represented by his deputy governor, expressed his gratitude to the bank for setting up the regional office.
It is with great delight that I welcome you all to the commissioning ceremony of the Bank of Industry, regional and state offices in Ibadan, the capital of the Paysetter State. I am particularly glad that the event of this ceremony is holding at this point in time when the productive sector of the economy can make do with a shot in the arms. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to commend the great efforts by the management of the Bank of Industry to build the regional and state offices in Ibadan, Oyo State, which are being commissioned today.
He, however, urged the good people of Oyo State to take advantage of the fact that BOI office is now in the state.
The opening of the regional and state office will therefore deepen the bank's development impact in 5 states, namely Oyo, Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, and Kwara states. You agree with me that we are all here now. 5 states are the owner of this particular edifice. So it is now in Oyo State. So I believe that every indigene of Oyo State will make use of the Bank of Industry now that they are here within our nose, so that we are no more going to Akure or any other place, but to come here and do your transactions.
Then the commissioning of the office.
On behalf of the governor, the executive governor of Oyo State, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, and the good people of Oyo State, I want to commission this edifice of the regional office of Bank of Industry to the glory of the Almighty God and the use of the people of Oyo State in particular and the Southwest in general. I pray that the Almighty God will continue to bless the bank and do more for Nigeria.
After the tour of the edifice, the deputy governor, alongside the bank's management team, handed over checks to some of the beneficiaries of the BOI Oyo State Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Fund. The Executive Director, Small and Medium Enterprises of the bank, Mr. Wahid Olagunju, whilst giving his vote of thanks, urged BOI customers in the state to keep their business activities active.
On behalf of the board and management of the Bank of Industry, we say a big thank you to the good people and government of Oyo State under the able leadership of distinguished Senator Abiola Ajimobi, as well as the governors of all the states in the southwest geopolitical zone of the country, because this office is a regional office serving all the states, coordinating all the states in the southwest zone. But our host and our chief host remains the governor of Oyo State, who is ably represented here today by his deputy, Otumba Alake. You are welcome, sir. And then to our customers, you are the king. You are the reason the time for the establishment of the bank. Without you, there will be no Bank of Industry. We are conscious of that. And a bank can only be as healthy as its customers. So it's when you do well that we prosper. So we hope we're able to work together in collaboration with our development partners in this region. We are on hand at the Bank of Industry to support you very well. It's on this note that we say a big thank you to the government and good people of your state and in the southwest region, and then our customers as a whole.
Some customers of BOI present at the ceremony had this to say.
I'm proud to be a beneficiary of the BOI loan scheme, and I'm happy that this office is being commissioned today, because in the past we've traveled several times to go to Akure to meet the BOI officials. But thank God this one is commissioned today, and I'm happy to be part of it.
It gives me immense pleasure to be able to appreciate BOI for citing this regional office. I congratulate the entire business community within Oyo State and environs.
The Bank of Industry has been highly impactful in supporting Nigeria's economy. Our impact can be dimensioned into two. First, we're talking about large enterprises. Large enterprises come in different sectors. So, for instance, in the power sector, we supported several companies, to build power plants. We supported some IPP projects. We supported some captive power plants. In total, the companies we supported generate a total of about 858 megawatts of electricity. So that's one area. The other aspect of our impact is in aviation. We support a few airlines, and some of the airlines are flying today. So you find that one of the reasons I would say where some of the airlines are still operating is because they enjoy the benefit of the support that we give to them. We also look at manufacturing, which is our core focus area. We've supported companies in several sectors in manufacturing, whether it is agro-processing of fruit juice, of cassava, of rice, and so on and so forth. We have a partnership with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Rural Development, where we actually manage some of the funds, intervention funds on their behalf. So there's a lot we're doing for large enterprises. Now also for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, we started by implementing a deliberate strategy to increase our impact in SME area last year. So we now have a directorate. We have an executive director focused only on SMEs. This office that has just been commissioned today is going to be reporting to that director. We also appointed 122 business development service providers, BDSPs, last year. These BDSPs are meant to work with SMEs, to help in their packaging their loans, in writing their business proposals and all that. These BDSPs are everywhere in Nigeria, and They are in different categories. We have the state, we have the region, we have the national ones. So all these are geared towards ensuring that we can support the SMEs.
Welcome back. Immediately after the check presentation, the bank's management team moved to the Kakanfo Inn for the maiden edition of BOI's Customer Forum, where the SME Directorate team, led by the Executive Director, Small and Medium Enterprises, Mr. Wahid Olagunju, actively engaged existing and will-be entrepreneurs who turned up in their hundreds. The forum is aimed at bringing the bank closer to its existing and potential customers, as well as members of the organized private sector in general. The exciting event featured presentations on BOI's SME agenda and an interactive session during which the bank's officials fielded questions from more than 300 participants who attended the forum. Here are excerpts from the event. After a series of presentations from management of the Bank of Industry and its domestic and development partners, the bank engaged some existing and potential customers in a no-holds-barred interactive session.
What have we done at the Bank of Industry? Talking about our own agenda for the SME sector. One of the things that the bank did was to set up an SME directorate in order to ensure that administratively we're able to respond to the needs of SMEs in Nigeria. One of the reasons why we've not been able to do much in SME space is that we are too far away from our current and potential customers. Under the SY zonal regional structure, we had one office servicing about 6 states. And this morning, we had customers complain that they used to travel all the way to Akure, to the Bank of Industry's regional office to access the bank's products and services. So we decided to open 13 state offices, starting in most cases with states where the Bank of Industry already has existing partnership. So there will be businesses for our offices to undertake in those states. What we've also done again is that in terms of industrialization strategy, we are pursuing the commodities-based industrialization strategy, taking into consideration areas in which Nigeria has comparative advantage. In February last year, the National Enterprise Development Program was launched along with the Nigerian Industrial Revolution Plan. While NEDEP is meant to ensure that MSMEs realize their potentials in Nigeria, the NRP is looking at mainly large enterprises. But there is a way we are aligning them at the Bank of Industry. We are ring-fencing MSMEs around the large enterprises, trying to build MSMEs into the supply chain of the large enterprises. By so doing, the large enterprises are able to impact on the SMEs. We're looking at cluster-based products and programs for each of these states as well. We're looking at the areas where they have competitive advantages. So we are targeting products and programs aimed at ensuring that we get entrepreneurs formed into clusters. For example, Dito for cassava substantially is water, right? So we're trying to ensure that we form clusters around cassava growing areas. And cassava is a tuber that grows in virtually every state of the country. Right? It's one of our generic tubers in Nigeria. So those are the kind of things we are trying to do, looking into areas where you have competitive advantage. If it's solid minerals as well, we're looking into solid minerals available in all the regions of the country. In the Southwest, we're talking about the agro potentials of the Southwest. Farming traditionally has formed the backbone of the Southwest economy. And most of the things grown in the Southwest, virtually most things grow here. But in commercial countries, you have a lot of cocoa. And that's how the cocoa house was built many years back. You have cassava, and then you have palm oil and many others.
When you are mentioning the area in which you are giving loans, you didn't mention the area of waste management and waste conversion. In Nigeria today, we can see that waste are many and we need to convert those waste. We are converting waste, that is organic waste, into organic fertilizers and biomass and biogas. This biogas can be used in houses and industry. And we are doing recycling of inorganic waste to finished products that are useful.
Waste management, I'm glad you went ahead to define, right? Recycling is one of the projects we are doing under our partnership with Oyo State Government. Conversion of waste materials, right, into industrial inputs, right, is an area. Fertilizer, for example, is an area we're engaging. So clearly, while we do not finance physical collection of waste, but if you want to convert waste into other products, yes, we do that. But that is process engineering, output, input and output. It doesn't have to be only our natural resources, as in agricultural or soil minerals. It could even be waste, right? Provided you can generate value or come up with a good business plan.
In mining, you have about 3 agencies doing the same thing. And in all aspects, you do meet these same people. For every aspect, you have about 4 or 5 agencies you have to deal with. And that, will raise your costs. How will BOI come in terms of advocacy, like an interface between your customers and these agencies?
Yes, we do play advocacy role. For instance, I will tell you, in the area of title documents, under the Land Use Act, all lands are vested in state governments. But when we realize that a number of our customers have challenges getting CFOs from governments or from governors, we've been to so many governors. For example, before Peter Obi became the governor of Anambra State, there were challenges with Ngige and whatever. So there was a backlog of CFOs. But immediately Peter Obi became governor, we went to him and he assured us that every night before he goes to bed, he will sign the CFOs of BOI's customers. We gave him a list, and every night he will text us to say, I've signed XYZ. So that was advocacy role that we play. From time to time, when we see areas in which we can make the business environment, how we can improve the business environment, we do meet governors, we do meet ministers, we go to very, very high levels to assist our customers, because it's when they are operating in a viable business environment that they can do well, and that's when they can also pay us.
I want to ask the question. You said CAP fund. How did farmer come across that fund? Is it directly to farmers or to?
From the acronym, cottage agro processing, not primary production. So we do not support farmers. We only support those who process what farmers harvested products of farmers. And one of the objectives of CAP Fund is to reduce post-harvest losses.
You said you have credited business developers service provider, and what is their scope of work?
Now, the BDSPs are supposed to prepare business plans, bankable business plans on behalf of our customers. They're also supposed to package the loan applications in the sense that they will ensure that the customers meet all the documentation requirements for that loan application and then submit to the bank for evaluation. Now, their job doesn't end with just packaging loan applications. They are also supposed to provide some capacity building for the SMEs and also handhold them in the course of doing their businesses to ensure that these businesses are sustainable.
The Bank of Industry is a service delivery institution, and it's very important for us to engage with our customers, to get feedback from them, to let them know what our products and services are, and also know how we are performing by the way the feedback they are giving to us. The feedback we get from them serves as input into our own operations, into our own policies, into our own processes. It enables us to proactively anticipate what their requirements are, and enables us to serve them better.
A lot of the SMEs that come to us who are interested in accessing the finance that BOI has made available, we find that a lot of them are not structured. They have not kept their records. Some of them, when you explain to them that, look, to be able to get these funds, it's not a case of, I need the funds, I walk in and I expect to walk out with the funds within a week. There are a number of things you have to put in place. Even if it's as simple as bank records, you have people who have not kept good records, especially in the case of record keeping. You have people who they're using their business bank accounts as personal bank accounts. You have people who have not kept any records. You have people who, especially in the case of those who are limited liability, they don't have audited accounts. So you're starting afresh. You're telling them that, look, you've had your business for 3 years, 2 years. You don't even have a tax clearance certificate. You don't have a TIN number. There are a number of things you have to put in place. And so now really trying to get them to put their house in order, so to speak. And then a lot of them, they don't have a marketing strategy, they don't have a business model. So it's really quite complicated for a lot of the people that are approaching us. We're finding that we really need to get them in shape first before they can even start talking about being able to be eligible to be able to access the funds.
Once again, welcome back. Those were highlights of the Bank of Industry's recent activities in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. We shall keep you posted on this program when BOI's next regional office is commissioned. In subsequent editions, we shall also keep you updated on the success stories of the bank's customers in the Southwest region, especially the beneficiaries of BOI MSME development counterpart funding programs with our respective development partners in the region. And as you must have heard in the course of the program, the Managing Director of BOI, Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa, and his team will always keep to their promises of not resting on their oars in pursuit of the bank's vision and mission, as well as mandate of transforming Nigeria's industrial sector. At BOI, we're all being guided by the bank's core values of service, professionalism, passion, integrity, resourcefulness, innovation, and team spirit. It's on this note that we'll conclude this week's edition of the program. It's good evening and have yourself an enterprising week. I am Hadiza Olaosebikan. Bye for now.